Hey crew, welcome to my bat cave. Please excuse the mess that we've got here, but space is a bit crowded. So what have we got here today? So we have the tiller arm that I've removed from Kayamanzi. I have started taking out the bolts here that was holding down the stainless steel bracket to the plywood. The plan is to sand this down. It is in a bit of a rough shape. I've removed all these little fittings and things. I think these were for a tiller extension, if I'm not mistaken. I do not have a tiller extension, so I've removed them. What I'm planning on doing is drilling out these holes. Same with these holes here. I want to drill them out, fill them with resin and a thickened epoxy resin or a fiberglass resin. It's actually not epoxy, it's a polyester resin. Filling it with resin, and then I'll re-drill the holes as needed. Just give it a good sand and a good clean up, nice varnish, and it should be good to go again. Give it a second life again, or maybe a third, I'm not sure. It looks like somebody has sanded it a bit before. But yeah, let's get on with it. I'm not going to talk too much about this one. I'm just going to put on the video and just record a bit of what I'm doing. It's coming along. It's coming along. It looks like it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers that was glued together to get the thickness for this tiller. But it feels nice. It doesn't look like it's delaminating or anything funny, so I think we should be good to reuse this. It looks like it's now starting to become time to put this on top of something softer, so that we don't keep on damaging the wood. So let me see if I can find something. Let's see, it keeps on scratching there. So let me see if I can find something to put underneath so that it does not scratch. Protects. I think that will do the job. Feels nice and smooth, nice to the touch. It's got a little bit of a nick mark there, but I don't want it to really sand it out because it's a bit of character. It was built into the boat with time, so don't want to remove everything. What I have decided is I want to drill these holes out. It looks like there has been some water in there, and I think it might have caused a bit of damage. So I'd rather drill it out a little bit bigger. Same with these. I won't drill these with the same size drill, but I would want to drill them out so that we can have some epoxy in there and get it nice and repaired and nice and strong again. Same with these. I want to fill them with epoxy so that when we do re-drill it, we actually re-drill in the epoxy itself and not in the plywood, creating a protection layer to the plywood by not allowing water to get to the plywood, if it makes sense. And yes, there's definitely been some water in there. I don't think the 11mm is big enough. I will have to go bigger. Actually considering using the step drill bit just to taper it a bit, because just to clean up the edges. I don't like the way the edges look, so you'll see the edges is not nice. It's not going to look nice, even though it's covered by this bracket at the end of the day. I don't like the look of it, so I think I'm going to use the step bit and just clean up these edges a bit. Let me just quickly grab that. Okay, I'm back. Let's get you positioned a bit better to see. Much better. Now we can fill those up with epoxy, let it harden and re-drill it, and we'll have a nice clean fit. Let's do the same with this side here. I think we'll do an 8mm drill bit. It should be plenty. It's not big holes, it's small holes, so, and I don't think I'll be replacing these again. I'm just filling it up, so yeah. I'm just letting the existing hole guide me while drilling. And it's actually amazing how well it does guide you. Okay, then we've got those drilled out there. And let's just take the step bit and do the same and just clean up the edges. Much better. Next we'll just grab some painter's tape. I think I want to use this side. It's going to leak out the least. And just cover it up with painter's tape. So we've got to close the edge on this side. And we've got a nice pocket to fill with epoxy. Let's get some gloves on. I do not enjoy epoxy on my hands. It's a pain to get off. The epoxy I'm using is, like I said, is just a normal polyester resin, nothing fancy. plain just fiberglass. I keep on calling it epoxy. It's not. It's a polyester resin. It's two very different things. Okay, so you're supposed to measure this out. Use 1 to 3%. It's a cloudy, humid day today, so I think a little bit more resin will actually be better. But I do not have a scale here, so I'm just going to go and eyeball it. I did do a test yesterday to see how much I need to add, and I think this will do the job. Let's maybe go a little bit more. The only thing that can really happen if you put in too much catalyst is it'll just kick off quicker. But that's pretty much the only thing that can happen. So I'll just go with feel. What I do want to do, and that's one of the nice things about working with polyester, is you can actually add the filler before you add the catalyst, which makes it a lot easier and gives you a lot more time to work. Where if you work with an epoxy system, you have to put the catalyst in before you can actually put in the hardener. So that's one of the reasons that I opted to go with polyester resin and not epoxy. So let's mix this in. I don't want it too thick. I still want it a little bit runny, but I do want it thickened, so that it can fill up the hole nicely. I actually think I've gone too far here. This yeah, I think this will. Let's add a bit more resin. It feels like I've added a tad too much. Let's just thin it up a little bit more. It's a little bit thick. That should do. Yep, that'll do nicely. So it'll run down the holes without issue. Okay, I'll move this out of the way now. Okay, let's get some. That's plenty of hardener. Or catalyst, not hardener. Keep this out of the way. Move this into the shot a bit better. Okay, can you guys see? Just tell me if you can't see it. And then let's pour it in. Well, that one drops down. Add some to this one. grab a nail and just plunge it a bit, and there we go, dropping down. This one might need a little bit more. It's making a bit of a dimple. I just need it proud, just a little bit. I don't think we'll be able to get all of them done. These will have to set up, and then once they've set up, we can attempt to do the other ones on the top of the handle. So yeah, I think that will be it for today. Got a little bit left, so we'll wait on this to just tack up, and then we'll know. But these are hard inside as well, so I'll bring you back when it's done. What I want to do is I just want to sand it a little bit to give it a bit of vibration, and that will help getting all the air bubbles out and help the resin sag into the cavities nice and properly, so that we get a decent bond. I think that should do the job. Now I've settled nicely into all the pores and everything, all the cavities, fill it up nicely. So we should now have a nice strong bond. Okay, so this is a new day. What I have done during the evening last night, I kept on coming back, then I kept on filling up these holes because I made some dimples, so I kept on filling it up with resin, and then I also these ones I have filled up. So I also thought it was a good idea to smear the entire top with some of the thickened resin. Looking back at it, I don't think it was a great idea, so I'll just sand it back to when I sand these, just to get it nice and flat again. But the reason why I did it is to get some of these dimples, there's a dimple, a dent there, to try and fill them up so that I can get everything nice, looking nice again, and seal it a bit. So yeah, let me get sanding, and let's see what comes out. My sanding pad is a bit done, so let's replace it. This was a P120, it's not coarse enough, it's just not taking enough material. So let's replace it with something with a bit more bite. I'm putting on a P80, 80 grit. Hopefully that'll knock it down a bit quicker. Okay, so it's coming out quite nice. It's hard. It's taking a bit of effort to sand it down, but this is what we're going to be ending up with. What I have done, I'm not going to bore you with sanding. I've I'm sure there's enough videos out there showing how to sand. Sanding is not one of my favorite things to watch, so I'm sure you've also got better things to watch. But just for an idea, or to give you some clarity on what I'm planning here, is once I fit this back on again, it goes like this. It doesn't fit well now, it still need to sand, it's too thick. So, but the idea is to drill through, put this on, then drill through these holes again. So I'll be drilling through these again. And the idea there is to then, I've taken a bit of the leftover epoxy that was in the cups. I took some of the epoxy out and I drilled it and I tapped it to an M6. So the idea is to drill these and tap them. I don't like and then tap them so that I can bolt straight into them like this. I think this will be better, having 6 bolts, 3 on each side. See, currently only these were countersunk. This side is not countersunk. I'll countersink these ones as well. And then they had a nice countersunk on the one side, but the other side they had an ugly nut, and I don't think that's really what I want to do. So I would rather want countersunk bolts, both sides, instead of having this ugly nut protrude from this side. It's just something that can hook you and hook a line, get caught on something, and it just does not look nice. So I'm going to countersink this and then have 6 bolts that bolts directly into the fiberglass, and that should be plenty strong. I don't think that we'll have issues with that. So yeah, that is the plan. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you with sanding. It's just not worth watching. So I'll come back when I'm finished sanding. Welcome back, crew. So this is the next day. What I have done off camera is I've started giving it first layer of paint or varnish. I'm using this Wooddock 50 Marine. It's quite a nice varnish with some decent UV protection. I have filled in the holes, or completed filling it in, and then I fitted the stainless steel bracket and I drilled the new holes, and then I got some stainless steel screws, 6 M6, that will now screw, and I tapped this, so this now screws in there and it looks quite neat. I decided to go with a little button head, just because of it looks better. I'm not a big fan of, this is a galvanized one. I was contemplating getting stainless. You get stainless steel in this as well. But I'm not a big fan of flathead screwdrivers. They tend to always strip. These ones are X, so it's Allen keys, and you can get them tightened nicely. Not that you will be able to torque them down that much. The reason for that is it's just fiberglass and it's fine thread. So I did pick up some Pratt lock to lock the nuts in, or the bolts in when I tighten it down. Final tightening, I will use that. But yes, busy painting. Not much what I can show you on painting, but it does look, it brings out the color nicely. So yeah, I will bring you back once finished painting, when we can assemble the stainless steel brackets and use the stainless steel bolts to get it secured. Hey crew, welcome back. It's a few days later and we've had some bad weather here and the varnish took a while to dry, but yeah, let me show you. We've now get a better viewpoint. The sun is not good there. And this is where we are on the tiller. It's now had 3 layers of paint and it's dry. Came out quite nice. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, now we just need to assemble, but there's not much to do. I'll assemble it and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's completed. We have some M6x16 stainless bolts. And I deliberately had some of the varnish go into the threads so that they will grab a little bit better. It's not necessarily the last time that I'll be removing this, so I'm not going to put the pratlock on just yet. I just want to fit it and see that everything is actually fitting the way it's supposed to. Then I'll add that before launch, but I think we might remove this again when we install it on the boat, so I don't want to lock it down just yet. I think I'll have to grab an Allen key. My fingers is not going to tighten this. The varnish did make it nice and tight, so I'll have to grab, let me see if I've got one close. Yep. I'm not over tightening it because the fiberglass is only that strong. It's not so strong that I can really grip it down. I would rather rely on the pratlock to just stop it from moving, but I don't want to put too much stress on the threads because it is only epoxy or hardened fiberglass resin that I'm bolting into. I am quite happy with how it came out. I think it looks nice. Do have the ugly owls, but that's the character of a boat. But yeah, I think this will do the job just perfectly. So, another project done, and thanks for watching.